Hello YouTube, welcome. This is Mr. Resda, and basically, I want to give you guys a breakdown of my story. Um, Financial report, kind of where I'm going, where I want to go, and just where my finances are. And I kind of like the idea is to do it kind of as I go, update you guys where I'm going, how I'm doing, and how I've fixed problems that I've encountered. So a little bit about who I am. Current score, you guys can see on the screen here, is 712. Uh, you can also see, if I move the mouse over here, it was a 740. Did a little bit of extra spending and not tracking bills and not tracking food and fast food, and bought a couple things for my computer to get that up and running. Hopefully one day that YouTube here or something will justify that as an expense, but right now it was basically just a want, and I was just being done with money. In the end, I completely screwed myself. No, not completely. 712 is not terrible. I'd want to be at a 760 if everything I've read and watched is correct. A little bit about what I do for work and how much money I make. I make about 42,000 a year gross. It's all before taxes, before bills, before all the insurance and everything. It ends up turning out, after all of that stuff, taxes, insurance, both health, dental, vision, etc., take home's about 1145. Um, Ends up being about 2290 a month. And as you guys can see in the slide. So my job as a network designer, I'm going to be switching over to the NOC, but my salary is actually going to stay the same. And I kind of wanted to not only do videos about my current situation and the growth of the financial situation and how I fix these problems, because you will see that there are quite a few problems. I actually just fixed one of them, and I'll do an update video on that. Um, but I was also thinking about doing IT field and how to make money in it. How, like, what certifications you need to get, what's the average, like, take-home pay, some stuff like that. If you guys are interested, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Again, if you guys end up liking this video or liking the idea of following me through my journey of fixing all the things I fucked up on, uh, leave a like, subscribe, share, and I'll be trying to do one video a week. I don't know what days I'm going to upload. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a backlog. I'm going to try to get a couple videos in the queue, and then I'll start releasing them. So today's the 22nd of July. I think you guys might see this probably a little bit after. Hell, nobody might see it for a while. But right now I have an associate's working on my bachelor's. I think I might take a pause in that because money-wise, it's not expensive for the college. It's just I think I want to go for different certifications to make more money. I currently have my A+, Net Plus, Security Plus. Technically have my Project Plus as well. That's not really super relevant to IT. A lot of people say it is for if you want to do management and stuff. I don't really care to do management. And gonna try to get my ICND 2 probably in the next month or two. Plan is right now to finish my bachelor's, but again, I'm thinking I might postpone that, as the AWS certifications, when I looked at them, they do look challenging, but time investment compared to what the salary is for an average AWS like holder, it seems like it's probably the best like time to salary ratio, because CCNA, CCNP stuff, like it's a lot more time consuming, and then ends up being not valued the same currently, at least 2019. Next slide. So some of my financial information. Wife is a stay-at-home mom, takes care of our kid. We don't have any costs as far as childcare. You guys will be able to see that um, in the bottom right here. You'll see two columns. I've actually refined this now because time has gone by. This is her salary. This is my salary. Total income is calculating both of these. So if she starts getting salary, that would increase. Car was currently 476. And I say currently because that's going to be one of the big mistakes I made. $476 a month. It's like 20%, 20 almost 21% of my take home monthly was just going to just the car payment, never mind the insurance and the gas. You'll see that was almost 47%, or I don't know if I put it on this slide. Um, but it was like 47%. It was almost 50% of my take home pay each month was purely going to the car. And I have resolved some of that. I'm going to make a whole entire video on that and what I had to do to save myself from that, because it was a lease and it wasn't just as simple as selling the car or like refinancing or whatever. Um, so yes, right here, Chevy Traverse. I love it and hate it. Absolutely loved it. It was painful to get rid of it. My wife was thinking about crying. Getting rid of the Traverse. Getting rid of the Traverse. I don't know if you said that, but she's like, yeah, how dare you. Uh, Insurance was stuck at a higher price because I had a ticket from 4 or 5 years ago. It was like it's supposed to fall off in like a month or two. Um, it's still unfortunately affecting me at this point in time, but again, this 170 you'll actually see change along with the car when I release the next video, which also should also change and decrease again once I can get rid of that ticket. Cell phone is currently 160. That is for 3 people. Unlimited talk, text, data, 3 T-Mobile. So the numbers here aren't going to match up. 160 was this basically is we were paying $14 for insurance. We basically never used it. We removed it already by the time I wrote this. And then the remaining $30, which I have here in yellow because I was like, I need to change this so it's highlighted, is now unhighlighted because I have actually paid off a device we were leasing. Leasing? Financing? Probably financing. So that is officially down to 130. We do pay for Comcast for my mother-in-law for her to have internet, cable, etc. So that's just sitting there. I was able to actually decrease it by, for some reason, I think it was coming in a little bit lower, but I was able to decrease it by removing HBO, which we had put on there just as a temporary thing because Game of Thrones. Netflix is Netflix. We use it all the time. It was less, but Netflix keeps increasing the price basically every 6 months at this point. So that may not stay. Hopefully it stays. Gas is unavoidable. Again, sort of unavoidable. Next video will explain a lot more of the car stuff. This is also has decreased by changing the vehicle. Currently, I give my wife $100 each month. I mean, she needs something. She takes care of the kid all day, so she doesn't go insane. She needs some kind of money, right? She thinks she's gonna get a pay raise. She's not. uh, she uses that to pay some of her bills. She's got like a credit card or something, and then she'll do shopping or save it for presents or. Huh? You have a credit card. The other one was paid off. Oh my god. I don't even want to get into this right now. I'm taking her money away. Anyways, food was way too high. We screwed up real big. We were spending and this is just a guess. This is me looking back at my invoices, looking at the grocery stores. Was $636 in 1 month. That's not counting any of the times we stopped out for fast food. My guess is this number was actually closer to 1,000. We were like putting ourselves into debt just buying food and being stupid about it. Oh, it's terrible. Anyways, when we looked at this, all these calculations, the income and everything, remaining was about 331. And again, I'm thinking we're probably closer to 1,000, so we're probably putting ourselves in the hole 100, maybe $200 a month. Who really knows? Because I just didn't take the time to go through it. I just saw that I needed to fix it. So all these numbers on the right are the numbers that I needed to try to get to fix as much as I could at the time of writing this up, which is basically yesterday. Not basically, it was yesterday. And I just solved the car stuff. Sorry, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before yesterday. Yesterday, I actually took care of some of this stuff, and today I finalized it all. So again, if you're interested in what I did to resolve the lease problem, go ahead and check that out. It'll be in the next video. This is down. Oh, jeez. Going ahead of ourselves. This is currently the goal of what I want to be at. The next couple slides, not the next slide, but the slide after that, I believe, goes into how we're trying to cut that down. That's kind of a combination of bulk shopping for sale deals, as well as shopping at cheaper stores, tracking how much we're eating, paying attention to trying to eat like eggs in the morning for breakfast. They're super cheap, so if you want to have more meal for less price, you just stack a bunch of eggs. And I'll probably do a whole entire video going through all that if I haven't already in this. I forget what I wrote. If you look down at the bottom, we have a safety net goal, and I might be getting ahead of myself. That might be coming up again later. And then this stuff is all calculating if we actually start saving some money. This is where we're at. Safe. This is where we want to be. This is the remaining to be able to get to that. And these are all calculated based off how much we're spending monthly. So we want to try to get our 3 to 6 month. We have our 3-month safety net. We want to try to get our 6 months. We've been bad with savings lately. Like I said, we haven't been putting anything into it. It's just kind of been sitting there stagnant. Current savings, remaining months based on savings. Yeah, I got ahead of myself. So you'll see here the big McDonald's signs of fast food that was killing us, and the car, beautiful car, amazing car. If anybody can afford that $476 a month plus the insurance plus the gas, I definitely suggest it. But if you can't afford it, don't get it, because you'll be screwed like we were. So the big problem, number one, is the Chevy Traverse. Super reliable. It's a brand new 2019 car. We still get to keep that reliability with the new thing. Again, check out the next video if you are interested in what I did to resolve that and where we're at now with that. The size, it was a 7-seater. You could lay down all of the back seats. I mean, we moved, did our whole entire move in that truck. And we had to use my dad's pickup to remove some of the heavier, bigger stuff that wouldn't fit. But I'd say like at least 85% to 90% of the stuff we needed to move went into that truck. Literally everything we need: groceries, moving large things, transporting family. There's been times where we had my whole entire family, me, my brother, my sister, her kids, everybody. And it really was perfect for what we needed to do, but the price was not. My wife's over here crying. She literally was telling me all week, well, all 2 days basically, that she felt like we were losing a family member. Yeah. I killed it. I old yellered it. Anyways, the hates. It cost so damn much. So apparently I wrote 36% of my take home with lease, insurance, and gas. So maybe I was a little bit off. Maybe I made a typo. I could have swore it was like 46%. Doesn't really matter. We got it lowered a lot, almost $225, $250. Still a little bit of a floating number. Again, check out the next video. I know I can get on my lease. I don't know how much headache it will be. It didn't end up being too much of a headache. Leases can be really difficult. Basically, the only two ways to get out of it completely is to destroy your credit in one shape or another. One way absolutely destroys it by just completely just not paying anymore until they repo it. The other option is usually just trying to get out of it early. You got to pay a bunch of money up and fines and fees, and at the end of the day, it kills your credit still too. And the other option is to trade it off to somebody else, but I don't know how difficult that is. I didn't know how long that would take, and for me, I was like, I need to get this resolved ASAP. So the reason I got it, like it says here, why I have it, I moved. My wife and I moved from California. We needed a vehicle when we got here. We had looked at vehicles. I thought that I was going to be making a lot more money than I am. I thought I'd be able to grow a lot faster. I thought I'd be able to move up in the business. I thought I was going to finish my education faster. I just had a lot of unrealistic goals and a lot of unrealistic ideas about what's going to happen. And thus we came, we saw, we loved, and we got it. We used it for about 9 months, and we still love it to this point in day. It's just the money was not there like I had planned. So, fast food, like I've already said, just a quick look at the credit card statements. I believe the number is actually closer to 1,000 when you start looking at fast food stops. We have a plan for this in the works. Less on groceries, like I said, shopping at different stores, buying different brands. I'll go in depth into a lot of that if it's not on the next slide. But I'll go in depth into that into a whole nother video. We've changed quite a bit of it, and it's a growing document at this point. This last weekend, my wife and I took time to go to all the grocery stores and make a spreadsheet of all the items we normally buy: chicken, hamburger, fruit snacks for my kid, pizza that we usually end up. Excuse me. Okay, I will as soon as I'm done. Something's wrong with the fruit snacks. My wife says. I'm all nervous. Anyways, uh, so yeah, we went and kind of checked out all those and made a list that we can reference to check prices and compare it to how much we're using. Yes. So example here. Fruit snacks is the example. Why? Because for some reason there's like 1,000 different options for fruit snacks, and realistically, my kid loves them. We love them. We eat them for snacks. I bring some of them to work sometimes, and it was just the easiest thing to really compare because we had a lot of data points. You can look here. You can see the price of each box. And you can see here there's 8, 9, 10 different options for fruit snacks. You see the price here listed for each of them. And lower price doesn't always mean cheaper, because lower price here, $5 for 20, or you can double that for not doubling the price. So what you do is you end up dividing and figuring out how much each. This is all how many packets of fruit gummies are in the actual pack in the box. So you get 40 gummies for $7.29. Ends up being 18 cents a gummy packet. not just a gummy, a packet of gummies. If you go get the Walmart fruit snacks that are great value and not the Mott's, ends up being 12 cents a packet. Now that's what we were buying was the Welch's from Hannaford, so it ended up being the 18 cents. We went and bought Black Forest. We actually bought the Black Forest from Hannaford's while we were at Hannaford's. Which ended up being a little bit more, but I think that was just because we wanted to try they're like the fruit burst. There's like gel in them. We wanted to try those. In the future, though, we can go buy those at Walmart, and they're actually 3 cents cheaper than what we were paying at Hannaford's. Or if we just decide, I think we kind of decided like the juice burst, like it wasn't that big of a difference. So we're going to try the Great Value. Now, when we look at that, it's 6 cents a packet. If we add that up over however many days or times that we eat those in a month, I mean, that ends up being a few dollars. And when you do this small 6 cent conversion across all of the food we buy, and it ends up being like a couple dollars each month for each object, and then we also add in couponing, and we also add in buying in bulk when stuff's on sale and freezing it, I can see that we could potentially be at that $3.50 price range. And then also with a lot of that too is checking our meals and adding eggs or adding rice or adding cheap stuff instead of adding more chicken or whatever. Let's see, 75 cents. So yeah, hot dogs, as an example. We can compare the hot dogs down here. Ends up being like 23 cents per hot dog. When you break it down, you can just kind of have an idea of like how much each meal costs. So that way you can kind of balance how many meals or what your price is per meal. Again, I'll probably do a full in-depth video if you guys want in the future. If I get no feedback or whatsoever, I'll probably end up doing it and you guys can check it out. Or if I just run out of ideas, I'll end up doing it. Like I said, here's the meal breakdown, which I've actually changed since, and I've given a tab each for myself, my wife, and my child, because my kid eats almost half of what we eat. So if I just made it default for, like, in the mornings, I'll eat 2 waffles, she'll eat 2 waffles, he'll eat 1 waffle. If I put 2 waffles, then it's actually off a little bit, and we could be actually cheaper than what I'm thinking. A lot of this will take the average of each day spent, because this is obviously only planning out for a week, and there's 4 weeks in a month. So unless I actually tracked every single last week, which I assume would be a complete nightmare to do, it's only been like 3 days, and it's already been a pain in the butt. Plus, not every day is going to be exactly the same. Like today, my wife and kid ended up eating food from my mother, so it didn't come from us. Poor and stingy. A little stingy, not poor. So I still need to add snacks. I haven't really figured out a way to do that. I've just been throwing it into the meals, just wherever. Still need to figure out drinks. I might do some kind of thing separately for that. I might just, what I right now have just been doing is just kind of rounding up. That 350 is actually like, if it's just the meals, it's closer to like 270. And then if I just round it up to 350, assuming drinks and snacks and maybe a couple days where we spend a little extra. And some important things that are made to keep us at least a little bit human, so we don't go insane. If we taste and test super cheap hot dogs, we go to Walmart and we buy these hot dogs, right? And then instead of that 27 cents a hot dog, it ends up being like 13 cents a hot dog or something. I'm just throwing numbers out because I really don't know at this point. Still in the works. It's a growing doc, like I said. if we end up buying them and eating them and they're just terrible, we just don't ever want them again. We'll mark it with red, or we'll mark it with like a dark gray, so it's like all blacked out. So we'll just know, like, we're never buying those again. So we shouldn't really compare those unless we're like super broken. We just need to buy them. But that basically is going to be if it's disgusting, we're not going to buy it anymore. It's not even going to be a consideration on our price, because if paying 6 cents to get a better hot dog, like it'll be worth it. Again, to keep us a little bit of human. If we find a sale on chicken or hamburger, we're gonna buy on bulk. Same thing goes with anything else. Any kind of sales, where we can get things for like half price or even like 25% off or 10% off. Like, we'll end up buying that. Time to time, we like to eat like steak or fish or have like these really nice meals. Um, I'm not gonna be like a stickler and be like, no, we need to save money. We're just gonna like, oh, we want fish. Okay, let's go buy fish. Let's go all buy the makings, and I'll still track it, calculate it, do all that. But again, we don't want to freaking kill ourselves. We don't want to make our whole entire lives boring around trying to save $2 a month, $3 a month. Um, Debt is going to be paid ASAP. We still need to kind of figure out a plan of action. Right now, it's looking like I can save like $900 a month to put towards debt, and then put towards savings after that. Uh, Wife is currently kind of browsing jobs and possibly thinking about doing our own business. Um, Childcare, we've actually kind of resolved. Oh, uh, my mother is actually probably gonna take care of him. I asked her earlier, and she said she would. She said she'd figure it out, and she'd definitely do it. If not, I told her, I was like, yeah, if we just need if we need to go pay for somebody, we'll pay for it. Because when I asked her, I wasn't saying like, hey, you need to do this. It was more of like a, if you can, it'd be cool. If you can't, like, it's cool. We'll go find somebody. And she said she'd watch him. Uh, Going to look into escaping the lease, getting a used car for now. That has changed. Again, that will be the next video. So if you're interested in how I escaped the lease and how I cut my costs, go ahead and leave a like on this video, subscribe, and I'll have that next. That will be the very next video, is how I escaped that. So that is the last slide, um, the last bit of data. If you like, leave a comment in the description. Leave a comment in the description. Yeah. uh, Go ahead and leave a comment below. Tell me what information you guys are interested in. If you guys are interested in learning about how I escaped the lease, if you're interested in how I'm doing this meal planning and finding the cheapest prices, if you guys are interested in something completely different, like I said earlier in the video about maybe doing comparisons of IT degrees and certifications, the cost of certifications, the time that it takes to study, and what is currently the best paying jobs, go ahead and let me know. Or if there's something that I haven't said about, something that has to do with IT or financing that you might want to hear from me. Again, say so in the comments. I try to respond to the comments within a day or two. Not always the best at it. A lot of times I'll read it and then I'll be like, oh, I'll respond later, and end up not responding for a couple days. But again, I'm going to try to be better about that. And again, if I don't reply at all, I actually did read it at some point. But yeah, please be forgiving to me. I'm just getting into this again. I haven't done it in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. YouTube. Yeah, that wasn't really good. Yeah, those weren't those. No, no one even watched those though. I got like one person who watched those. Anyways, You guys have a good one. Like, subscribe. Tell me what you guys want in the comments. Tell me anything that I can do to improve. You guys have a good one. No wife time.